March 22nd, the week of March 22nd. Nice. Okay, we're flying by the seat of our pants here. We're going to go through the weekly ticker breakdown. Okay, so first off, we have NETE, N-E-T. We're going to start off with the weekly time frames, and then we're going to go down towards the daily and then the 4 hour. And right off the hop, I like to look at uptrending stocks, right? That's about like what I like to do. So when I look at stocks, that's one of the first things I look for. And with NETE, it's like it's a massive downtrend since 2013. So I would pretty much stay away from it until I see major levels get broken. So I would mark this out right here. This isn't a major level. It would have to break over here for me to get any interest in it. So here we have CBDT. Now when we look at this on the weekly time frame, it doesn't look like much, but on the daily we're starting to get some noise here. See, we had a nice pattern set up right here, nice resistance at 37.5 range, and then basically higher lows into the resistance, which is what you want to see. And then we get that breakout, and now here we have consolidation. I would expect it to stay consolidating in this range. I'm actually going to move this towards here. I don't want it to break below here. Expect it to play in this $1.08 range, this $1.08 to 71 cent range for a while. And of course, you want it to eventually break 140, and then you eventually want it to break 190, and then it has its all-time highs at 250. So the thing here is that we're gonna have to fight our way up through these resistance lines, right? So we first thing, like our first challenge is $1.08, and then $1.40, then $1.90. So if we can continue to break these, then that's bullish. So keep that on your watch list. DNN. Okay, so this is a very interesting chart. So apparently this is a uranium play, and I don't know too much, but our boy Brandon has been keeping us updated. Apparently this is going to be updated to upgraded to the TSX, and they have plans to get upgraded onto the S&P as well. So that's very interesting. That's what Brandon's telling us. So he's been keeping us posted on the weekly ticker breakdowns every week with this stock, and it's been shaping up to be pretty well so far. So what I'm starting to like is that we're starting to build a base around this level. $1 is our demand zone. So there's lots of demand at $1. We want to see that forever be like our bottom pretty much. We're starting to get a higher low here. So what we want to see is, right, we want to see it kind of break up to here, kind of have higher lows being made into this base. So it's kind of creating a triangle, and then we shoot back up to all-time highs. I kind of really like this chart. I'm starting to like it a lot. Starting to get like how it's basing out at this $1 range. We want to see it kind of hold something like that. That would be awesome to see. I think that would be the most bullish case. So if that happens, that's probably the most bullish case scenario. I really like that. DNN, keep that on the watch list as well. ATCO. So let's look at that from a weekly time frame. So we're at a major resistance point here, a major zone we want to pay attention to. So now that we're in it, to be honest, I'm going to expect there to be some stall in this range. If we could hold it up here, then that's bullish. But to be honest with you, I'm going to expect a rejection here because this is a major supply zone. Until we break over it, that's when you want to really start paying attention to this Atlas Corp. So for now, I'm expecting it to stall in this $15 zone. FRX. Now this one's a newer one. Now when we look at this though, like see, like I kind of don't like it, but at the same time I kind of like it, because this is, I believe, a SPAC play, and we have a floor of $10. I'm not really huge on SPACs, but apparently that's when you want to get a SPAC, is like at its floor of $10. So very, very speculative. Play this one at your own risk, right? Of course. It's made highs of 18.20. So that's like an 80% trade to come back up to there, to be honest. That's a nice trade. Oh, 70% from where it's at right now. I kind of like FRX. The only thing to be aware of is, of course, if it breaks below this demand zone, you are in big trouble because it could go all the way down to like $1, right? Who knows? There's a Yeah, there's like absolutely no support below this. So you break below this like $9 or $10 range and you're in just big trouble. So I kind of like FRX as a buy opportunity right now, just because if it does hold this level, this is your stop loss here. It looks like you could safely set it up like that. So you could max lose like 4.75%, but you can gain a lot, right? I don't really know who they're gonna merge with, or none of the rules about that, but I kind of like this chart. Keep it on your watch list. This week's just banging with good charts. OTRK, yeah, yeah. This one, oof, yeah. Stay away from this. I would stay away from this. The weekly time frame is just massacred. What's happening today though? I'm not saying there's no opportunity. I just would not play this stock just because of like the previous like massive downtrend that it's in, and it likes to gap down. I'm not a big fan of this stock. I would stay away. So, but this one's looking nice. Okay, I remember this one now. Run is starting to look nice. So although we're in a current downtrend on the daily time frame, right? When we look at the weekly here, we've consolidated quite a bit from its $97 high, right? But it's in a uptrend. This one's way better than the one before this. So when we look at the daily time frame, we break it down. We have an inverse head and shoulders. We want to hold $46.88. That's like most important. We have a bullish engulfing candlestick right here at the bottom of this right shoulder with massive bull volume coming in. This is what happened on Friday. I'm starting to like this setup more than the previous one we just looked at. So once we get a break over this trend line, we could expect it to do something kind of like this, and then kind of maybe retest the trend line and then run. So on the way up, we're gonna have to pay attention to things like up here, this supply zone we're gonna have to pay attention to. Yeah, that makes sense. And then of course we're gonna have to pay attention up here. When we run the fibs, let's see what we get. Yeah, that makes the most sense. If it breaks this inverse head and shoulders, we could expect price to potentially bring us towards the this golden pocket $80 range. I like this setup. Keep it on the watch list, because if it does break out of this like trend change here, that would be excellent. MP. So I'm starting to like this too. This week was some pretty good charts. Beautiful uptrend on the daily time frame. When we look at the weekly, this one IPO'd last year. Weekly, look at the weekly candlesticks. Look at all this rejection from the lower prices. If we hide that, right? Big weekly wicks on the candlesticks from the bottom, which is like what you want to see. That's good. Price rejection from lower prices. I like it. I like the big volume coming in last week. Another big bullish engulfing candlestick. So I'm making a how to read a candlestick chart video, and in that video I'm going to explain different candlestick patterns and how to read the charts in a more detailed way. So look forward to that, because I feel like that's going to help you a lot more when it comes to finding entry points in your investments. So for example, I'll explain this bullish engulfing candlestick pattern and what it means. But I like the big bull volume coming in, and I like the uptrend. I wanted to see it keep this trend line probably. Like if it could just hold that would be excellent, and let it ride. So yeah, that's looking good. I like MP. ACIU. This is the last one here. We're gonna end it off on a what not to do note. So this chart, it looks like it just keeps gapping down, gap down. You don't want to invest in charts like this, because one, it's in a clear downtrend, so it's just clearly downtrending. And two, like look at this volume here. There's like no volume, no interest. These big candlesticks, see these big red candlesticks? It's telling you that like people are trying to really exit it with big price rejection from these higher prices. So every time it tries to go up to like $12, everybody's selling. Like everybody's selling every time it tries to go up, right? So just keep in mind with certain stocks that like that this could happen. Like I don't know the story behind this ACIU stock, but I really wouldn't look at this one as like an investment or a trading play. Like there could be opportunity. Like of course, if you buy it at $4.48 and you happen to sell it on that day, you could make 100% trade. But you got to like choose, like, is this going to be worth it? Is this like, is the likelihood of me making good money on this play here, right? Like, you'd have to hold this for quite a few months to get this trade, this 100% trade, and then you'd have to be lucky to sell it on this day, right? So it depends. It depends how you want to look at it. Some people might think that's worth it. I personally don't, but that's how we're going to end it this week. That's the weekly ticker breakdown. Peace, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Easy.